Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining. Going to do a really quick video today about a topic that has been something that's been on my mind for quite a while and something I talk about every day in the gym. And it's the topic of women lifting weights. And it does surprise me that in 2018, with all the information out here, the Google, the YouTube, everything, that there are still a lot of women who really believe that lifting weights or working out with weights is going to make them bulky. That's what they say to me. I just had someone tell me that tonight, actually, in the gym. Someone who wanted to get stronger and had problems with bone density and osteoporosis and things, and the doctor told them that he'd do some resistance training, and they said they wanted to do resistance training, but they didn't want to get bulky. So I just wanted to settle a couple issues for once and for all with this, because like I said, I hear it all the time. First of all, I understand where you're coming from. Okay, so what happens is you see a lot of people that are working out with weights, and a lot of times people you see lifting weights, a lot of times are men. Traditionally, you see a lot of men that lifting weights, bodybuilders, and I think sometimes you might be correlating that look with what will happen to you if you lifted weights. Okay, so there's a lot of fallacies there. First of all, people that are lifting weights like myself for the hobby of bodybuilding or powerlifting, we're generally going to be doing higher volume, number one. So the volume that we do is going to be exceedingly higher than anything you're going to have to do to increase muscle mass on your body and build some bone density. So that's the number one thing. We're going to be doing higher volume. So for example, for a chest workout, there might be 2 or 3 exercises and 4 or 5 sets, maybe more per exercise. So that's the volume part. The other thing is the caloric intake. Okay, so most gym rats, you go to any gym, you'll see guys walking around with shaker bottles and eating protein right after the workout with a lot of carbs, and 6 meals a day, sometimes more, 8 meals a day. I've seen guys go up to as much as 10 meals a day to bulk up. And if they're doing a bulk, the calories sometimes can exceed 5, 6, 7,000 calories or more. So the bulk comes from the calories. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. The bulk, all right? So the build of the muscle is going to be something that correlates with the amount of calories you're consuming. So if someone wanted to gain some weight, they would eat more calories, right? That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. You know, people that are overweight, for example, unless there's a medical issue or glandular issue or something like that, more than likely consume too many calories to get that way. Not everybody. And then if you look at a bodybuilder, the majority of bodybuilders or power lifters or the people who you think are bulky, they got that way from the two things: the high volume lifting and more calories in their diet. Okay, and the calories typically coming from foods that build muscle, which would be your proteins, your beans, if you're vegan, sunflower seeds, almonds, walnuts, chicken, fish, meat. Those kind of things are the building blocks, the amino acids, which actually build more than just muscle. They build they help your hair grow, your skin, your nails healthy. Amino acids are the building blocks of your whole body, so you do need those. But in order to build muscle that you see on people that are really bulky and muscular, rest assured that that's not going to happen to you unless you're consuming an excess of muscle building foods. So if somebody lifted weights and ate Doritos all day, well, guess what? They'll build some fat, but they're not going to build much muscle. Okay, they'll have a little bit of muscle built from that, but not much. Protein builds muscles. Carbohydrates are the energy source. So it's a real simple thing. And then you need your fats in your body for a multitude of functions. But for now, we're talking protein and carbs in terms of the bulking part. So keep that in mind. So I want to just reiterate that again. In order to get bulky, okay, the way you think you're going to get, if you were to lift weights, you would need to be consuming an excess of calories, an excess. So we're talking maybe double or triple your normal amount of calories. And then you'd need to be doing a high volume weight training routine. And my favorite thing is free weights, although I do like machines. But the best thing for you to do is the thing that you enjoy and the thing that you like the most. So if you like the machines more, go ahead and do the machines. Okay, because resistance training is going to stimulate your muscle. Okay, the more muscle you have on your body, the more calories you're gonna burn at rest, the stronger your body's gonna be if you're lifting weights. And think in terms of keeping your volume fairly low and doing a higher number of workouts throughout the week. So in other words, if you have, say, a low bone density, or you just want to build muscle and you want to burn some extra calories and you want to tone up, as you guys say a lot, I hear a lot of women say to me, well, I just want to tone up. I don't want to build any muscle. Well, toning up is building muscle. Okay, you have to build muscle to tone muscle. So lifting weights, but keeping your calories in check. Okay, nobody's going to get bulky just from lifting weights. You have to have a high caloric intake in order to build this bulk that you're talking about. And just make sure you keep in mind that the volume, and I keep going back to the volume for building the high amounts of muscle that you see on a bodybuilder per se, or someone who's bulky, is going to be, for one muscle group, again, for a muscle like the shoulders, you're talking maybe 4 exercises, sometimes as much as 5 or 6 sets per exercise. And with that much volume, you're going to build muscle because the body has to grow to accommodate that workload. So keep that in mind when you're worrying about whether or not you should lift weights. Now let's get into the benefits of lifting weights the proper way. So again, I'm addressing women who have a problem with this misconception that they're gonna get bulky. Okay, so you'll get bulky from eating garbage food that's high calorie, bad calories, processed, and just terrible makeup and diet is what's going to get you bulky. Okay, that's what gets you bulky, not lifting weights. So getting back to volume. So a typical routine, someone who wants to get toned, as they say, or to work out, generally I like to have people do low volume and do a set or 2 on each body part multiple times throughout the week. So a full body workout multiple times throughout the week for someone who's trying to get toned. So if your gym has machines, you can say do the leg press, the chest press, the shoulder press, the abductor, adductor for your hips, and you can do 1 set, 2 sets on all of those machines. And you're going to want to test the weight and make sure the weight's heavy enough so that you're about in the 10 to 12 rep range on those sets, and that 10th rep should be hard to do. Okay, so 10 or 12, but those reps at the end should be hard to do. If you push that weight out and the last one's like 10, that's no effort. It should be like 10, and you can barely push it out, and you bring it down. Now you take a rest. Okay, that's called a set. Once you do 10, you take your rest, and then your body recovers momentarily, and you do another set. It's called momentary muscle failure. And that's the other thing I see. So finally, I see women come into the weight room, or women come in to lift weights, and they're almost doing cardio on the machine. I saw somebody the other day doing I think it was a back extension machine or shoulder press or whichever one it was, and they probably did about 40, 50 repetitions with 10 pounds. That's cardio. Cardio is to get your heart rate up, blood flow going, so you can burn fat. But you don't do cardio on a weight machine or with a free weight. There are times and instances when you can use weights with cardio. But I don't want to get into that whole discussion of that part right now. But again, keep the repetition range low enough so that about 10, that 10th rep should be hard to do. Okay, so again, use common sense with all this stuff. You don't need to get out there and hurt yourself. Your eyeballs shouldn't be popping out of your head when you're lifting weights. There's no need for screaming, yelling, dropping stuff on the floor, unless you want to be categorized as a meathead, which I'm sure you don't want that for yourself. So you will still look feminine. You will have more muscle on your body, so you'll burn more calories at rest. So you could be just out at the store shopping, sitting on the couch watching TV, reading a book, and you'll be burning some calories because your body is trying to maintain that muscle. Okay, so you're going to burn more calories at rest the more muscle you have on your body. Okay, so again, recapping real quick, I want to go back to the calories. A higher caloric intake of bad food, and we all know what bad food is. I don't have to get into what the bad food is, but a high caloric intake of bad calories is what will cause the bulkiness that you're talking about. Lifting weights and eating a clean diet, a diet devoid of processed fats, high sodium, just food that's just not good. You know, eating like a Hot Pocket for dinner or pizza every night, and having things that you know just aren't good for your body. You know that's not good fuel for your body. And I've said this before, make Google your best friend. You can find out a lot of information on how to eat well. I'll do some videos on it. I'll actually do some really cool meal prep things, because I think that's another trick to success in this whole path, is prepping your meals and knowing where your next meal is coming from. But that's going to happen in some later videos. But for now, keep your volume a little lower and stimulate the muscles more frequently. With that low volume, you can do that routine every other day or almost every single day if you're only doing 1 or 2 sets of a moderate rep range, 10 to 12 repetitions, and a moderate weight, to where the 10th rep is hard to do. And the weight is going to be different for everybody. So for some people, 10 pounds might be difficult, and that's fine. That's where they are with their strength. For this person over here, it might be 100 pounds for the same machine. So don't get too caught up in what someone else is doing. Focus on yourself. Eat healthy. Get your greens in, your proteins, healthy carbohydrates. Research. Become a student of yourself. Become a student of yourself. We spend so much time learning about all these other things. Become a student of yourself. Find out what works for you. Try lifting weights for a month. Do some measurements. Get on and off the scale every morning. Up your protein intake. Drink some more water. And if 30 days you don't see a difference, well, maybe you need to try something different. Try some new exercises. So, and I'm going to go over exercise routines and everything in a later video, but I wanted to just get that out there to you. Lift the weights. You need them. Stay healthy. Stay positive. And most of all, have a nice day.